Nice. Recording has started for today. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about a very important, a very real-time useful topic. Okay, now I have already shared my screen where I am displaying one PDF of today's class about. This is some little bit thing which I have shared, but this thing today we are going to perform in whole lab. Okay, today we will be performing this whole lab. But before that, let me give you a real-time example scenario because I told you, right? There every day on daily basis we are using thousands of websites or thousands of web applications where we are experiencing the same stuff, but we never have marked it out. Today we are going to explore how this thing is happening. Okay? Today we are going to explore the behind structure or the architecture, what exactly doing or what exactly happening there. Okay, so let me first give you the real example. So here is a website which I have opened. Okay, this is olx.in. Okay, you must be aware, everyone is aware about OLX, right? This is a very famous website where we used to sell our used material so that anyone can purchase, right? So it's like a sell and buy website. Why we are here? What I'm going to show you here. Okay, if you see, when you have to sell a product, you need to pick few pics of your product, then upload those pics into the OLX, and after that, in your profile, it will create a post where it is going to show those same clicked pictures, okay, as your selling item, right? But there is a twist. Here I am demonstrating you someone has uploaded an image of a laptop which he is trying to sell, right? And if you look at it, there is a watermark is OLX. This is stamped over this image. Do you think this OLX watermark is added by the user who has uploaded this one? Or he by default has this watermark when he tried to sell this item on OLX and clicking the picture using his phone? No, right? At that moment, there will be definitely raw pictures without any watermark. After uploading the picture into the OLX, those pictures immediately got replicated with some watermark, right? So how did this thing happen? Is there anyone in the OLX team who is like sitting manually and looking at your pictures and adding those OLX tags or images or watermarks? Is it possible for someone to do it? No, right? Because there are millions of users, okay, every day on daily basis trying to sell items on the OLX, and they are uploading hundreds of millions of images every day. So it is for sure that it is not possible for someone to do it manually. Then how they are doing or how we can do the same thing in cloud? Is there any option available for us? Right, yes, there is a option available for this thing. Okay, there is a complete automation available for this feature. Okay, that stuff we are going to explore today now. Okay, so let's go to our PDF. You got the idea what is the real use case, right? So बुझिएला सुश्री. So basically adding watermark to the images, whether it might be a image, it might be a PDF. What sort of thing you want to process, you can do it by adding your logo or adding your watermark. That's what we are going to see today. Okay. Besides that, there are so many other use cases as well, but the most popular or the highlighted one is adding watermarks. Okay. So what is today's topic? Today's topic is event notifications. Okay. Event notifications from S3. Right. So let's take a look at the introduction of this slide first. Send a notification when a specific events occur in your bucket. Okay. When a specific event occurs, event means what? If there is any activity in your bucket, that means it will send a notification. Okay. What are the basically key events? What are types of key events available in a bucket? So first one is object created. Object created means when someone is going to upload a file in the S3. When anyone uploads a file into the S3, there automatically a event triggered or event creates, that is known as object created. Second one is object deleted. What is this thing? When a file is removed. Simple, right? The last one is object restored. When a file is restored from Glacier. That means restored means it's also an important one. I have already told you there are various different storage classes. Okay, Glacier is type of archive storage classes. When someone removing or getting back their file to the normal standard class out of the Glacier for their daily use cases. Okay, so there you can trigger a event. Why basically we do triggering of the event? Basically we want to notify someone, right? We want to notify someone, hey, this thing is happened over your S3 bucket. So that means we have to trigger an event there. Okay, so what are the notification destinations usually we can have here? There are three destinations. One is SNS, second is SQS, third one is Lambda function. These three are SNS, SQS, Lambda function. These three are three different AWS resources. So what here it is trying to explain, when someone uploads an object into your S3 bucket, you can notify or you can trigger a Lambda function so that that Lambda function can perform some operation over that object or can perform anything, whatever you have added into your Lambda function code. That can be happen. Or if you want to notify to a developer group or to a DevOps group, hey, this is the thing getting uploaded into S3, so that you can do that using the SNS too. Okay, simple notification service. What it will do, there you have to add your group email ID, and if anything happens, like depending upon for what event you are trying to create the notification. Okay, whether it is object created, object deleted, object restored, anything happens, okay, then after that you are going to get notified in your email. For that you need to enable or integrate the SNS service. Then the second one is SQS, simple queue service. Okay, there is a queue message service you want to deliver to through your text message or through any messaging app, right? You want to deliver, then there you can also enable this thing. We are going to take a look at all of these things, okay? But keep that in mind, this is completely real time stuff. In real time, many organizations, hundred thousands of projects every day using this thing. So this is a very important from your real project perspective, which you can add to your resume too for the interview. Okay. Second point is, what are the benefits if you are going to enable this option or you are going to opt this process? First benefit is automate workflow, right? So what it is trying to say, someone uploads an object into an S3 bucket and there something you want to do with that object, so you have automated that workflow, right? Through a Lambda function. When anything getting uploaded, it will trigger the Lambda function. Lambda function will perform some sort of operation, right? Like the way we are going to took the example of doing the performing the lab today. Okay, when I will be going to upload an image into an S3 bucket, that S3 bucket will be processed by a Lambda function and reverted back with a watermark. Okay, getting uploaded into another folder in the S3. Second benefit is real-time monitoring. Okay, you can get a real-time monitoring over what happening there. Third point is efficient processing. Okay, you will be efficiently processing all the details in your S3. Okay, now let's get into our S3 and take a look where we can find out this option and how can we enable this thing. Okay, I have already logged into my AWS console. This is my AWS console and here is the S3, right? Let's go ahead, create a new bucket for today's lab. And I'm going to put some lab specific name today. And this is our event notify 01 or lambda integrated. We can say event notify lambda. Makes sense? That means in this bucket, when I am going to perform any kind of operation, it will be triggering the lambda function. Okay, that's the first try. That's why I named it. I'll be going with the default settings, create bucket. Bucket created, where we can find that option. Okay, let me first show you where we can find that option, what are options or what are the trigger points available within that option. Then after that we will having a complete deep dive of the today's project. Then after that we will proceed for the project. Okay, you need to go get into the properties section. Okay, scroll down, see, here is event notifications section. Okay, what it is trying to say, send a notification when specific events occur in your bucket. When specific event is going to happen in this bucket, at that moment you are going to send the notification to another, or to send notify to some other resource like lambda, sqs or sns. Only three options available. Now if I go and create a new event notification and scroll to the top, first pane is showing general configuration, normal, right? Here it you have to provide a name, then prefix. Okay, what prefix means, from which folder you want to notify the event triggering portion, right? From which portion, like you are, if there is a folder structure you are following in your S3 bucket, then you can mention any specific folder name here. Okay, I am not going to mention any folder name. Also it is saying there is a suffix also available. If you want to mention any specific file, let's assume uh, to get the example whatever mentioned there, jpg. So what we can say, star dot jpg files. Whatever file will be uploaded with any kind of name, but make sure those are jpg type files, or if you are saying png type file, like this you can say, it won't consider any kind of name. Okay, whatever may be the name, but it must be a png file, then it will start processing. I'm not creating this one, I'm just giving you the example. After that, we will come and create the whole project. Now see what are the event types available, right? In our slide, I show you here only key events. Events are what? Object when created, object deleted, object restored. But in real time, you are going to see many number of operations there. Okay, event types are there. First, what it is saying, all sort of operations. If you enable this thing, na, whatever will be happening in your S3 bucket, it will trigger an event. Okay, it will trigger an event. Someone posting anything, someone uploading anything, someone deleting anything, someone modifying anything, someone re-uploading anything. Whatever happen here, na, it will get notified. The event will be triggered. I'm saying no, this don't make sense to me. I have some specific use case. Okay. Now we can say as per our plan, if anyone uploads an image into my S3 bucket, then the Lambda will pull that image and trigger it. So that means pull operation, right? Sorry, that upload operation. What are those things? Put and post. Those two operations you have to create. Okay. Or see, copy you can also create. If someone is copying, you have enabled the CRR in somewhere else, and from there that object is getting copied to a destination bucket. You need to enable this one as well. Okay, depending upon your specific requirement, you can choose what sort of oh, it's not audible. One second. Hello. Okay. Okay, so what I am trying to explain here, depending upon your specific requirement, you can select the event type. Okay, there are number of event types available, but there is categorically event available. If you want to select object removal, there are two options for object removal, or if you want to select the both, then go with this option. Okay, object restore, there are three options available. If you want to select all of them, go with this. For object ACL, for object tagging, reduce redundancy, replication, these kind of number of event types available. Okay, depending upon your real-time use case, you can choose any of the event type. Okay, once you choose anything, then what it is saying, destination plan. Destination means to which resource you are going to trigger, right? So basically what we are saying, when someone puts a file or someone uploads a file in my S3 bucket, to whom it is going to trigger? I am saying it will trigger a Lambda function. If you are choosing a Lambda function, then you need to choose the Lambda function from the drop down. Okay, now you can ask me, okay, why there is no Lambda function, how we are going to choose? Why there is no Lambda function available? Because I have not created any Lambda function. We have to create the Lambda function simultaneously. That's our project. Okay, so this is the setup which you need to configure for event triggering process. Okay, if you have to SNS, you can choose as SNS. Then you need to choose a topic. First you need to create the topic, then it will show you here in the drop down, or you can directly copy that here and paste it here. Same goes with the SQS as well. See, whatever you need to do. So there are basically three only options available. One is Lambda, another is SNS, third one is SQS. Okay. Today's practical we are going to perform with the Lambda. Why? Because that is a real use case. Okay. Before moving further, let's discuss first about the project. For project, I have added a complete explanation which definitely I have generated using the AI, and that's a nice one. That's why I used that AI tool. Okay, so what are the things we are going to perform or we are going to do? If you take a look, I have added that under this S3. Okay, there is event trigger Lambda uh, tab. Okay, there you can find out this whole project. So first step, what it is saying, create an S3 bucket. Okay, first you need to create an S3 bucket, and bucket name it has already suggested. This should be your bucket name. Okay, then create folders. Okay, create folders. What will happen? Open your bucket. There are two folders. One is upload, another one is watermark. Why? Upload means this is the folder where we will be uploading our images. Once we upload our images, event will be triggered. Okay, Lambda function will process an operation, and that process again deploy or re-upload another processed image into the watermarked folder. That's why we are going to have two folders. You can have two folder, or you can choose completely another one different bucket where you can upload from the Lambda function. But for our practical, we will be moving with the two folder operation. After you creating your folder, okay, your bucket is going to look something like this. See, it will look something like this. Cloud Master Academy images, this is the bucket, and under that there are two folders in the same level. Okay, uploads and watermark. Then after we have to create the Lambda function. Don't worry about the Lambda, what is this, how we are doing to do it. Don't think about anything much right now for Lambda, because Lambda is not our discussion topic today. Our discussion topic today is S3 and the feature in S3 about event triggering. When we will move to the Lambda section, I am explaining you the Lambda in whole detail. But right now, just take a look how we are going to create the Lambda, and we will be deploying our code there. Okay. So for creating the Lambda, we need to visit the console. There will be Lambda, then create function. Okay. And these are the options we need to choose. Okay. These are few of the operations we need to choose in the lambda. Then we also definitely had to add S3 permission. Otherwise, how that lambda is going to interact with our S3? I have already told, right? Every individual resource in the same account are isolated. So it cannot communicate. To establish the communication, we need to provide the permission. So we need to grant the respective permission to the lambda role, right? And this is the permission set. Okay. Then after that, in the bucket, we have to get back and add the trigger. Okay. And in the trigger, we need to choose, see what it is choosing here, event type, all object create events. Okay. It choose. And prefix, see in the uploads folder, it is saying whatever happen in the uploads folder, then go ahead and trigger the event. Okay. Then after that, if anyone uploads anything into the folder, then it will trigger the lambda. Then after step 6, okay, what it is saying, add the pillow library. Pillow library, why it is needed? Because it is needed for processing the images. This is a library of Python. Okay, we have to learn little bit about the Python also as a DevOps engineer. But right now, just take a look. This is a pillow library. Okay, this library available in the Python. And why I am talking about Python here? Because Lambda functions usually used to be deployed using the Python language. Okay, so we will be using that pillow library. After that, this is the setup we need to do. Okay, option 1, option 2. Then once we did the setup, then paste the Python code. Here is the code is available. Okay, you need to copy this code, okay, from here all the way to there, this point, and then deploy. Then after that, test your workflow. Okay, then test your workflow. So which means, see, the flow is something like that. The flow is completely something like that. You will be uploading a photo, right? Where in the uploads folder in the S3 bucket, right? When we are going to upload that photo, it will be triggering an event, that is S3 event, okay? And that event is going to hit the lambda. And lambda will do, it will download the image, okay? Add a watermark and then again re-upload to where? To the watermarked directory. Now see, this is some kind of architecture. This is what we are exactly going to do now. Any doubts, Durga or Susri? ବୁଝିହେଲା କଣ କରିବା ଆମେ ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ଏବେ? ରାଇଟ୍, ତ ଲାମ୍ବଡାକୁ ଶୁଣ, ଲାମ୍ବଡା ଉପରେ ଏବେ ବେଶୀ ଫୋକସ୍ କରନି। ଲାମ୍ବଡା ଜଷ୍ଟ ଏତିକି ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ରଖିଥା, ଇଟ୍ସ ଆନ୍ ସର୍ଭରଲେସ୍ compute service, right? Serverless compute service, that means where we will be uploading or deploying our Python programming code, okay? And if we in that program we have written some logic which is going to perform some sort of operation. And here in this Python operation, what we are trying to do, we are trying to add a watermark. ବୁଝିହେଲା? ଆଉ ସେ watermark add କେମିତି କରୁଛେ? ତା ପାଖରେ ଗୋଟେ ଲାଇବ୍ରେରୀ ଅଛି। ସେ ଲାଇବ୍ରେରୀ ନାଁ କଣ? ପିଲୋ ଲାଇବ୍ରେରୀ। ଓକେ, ସେ ସେଇ ଲାଇବ୍ରେରୀକୁ ୟୁଜ୍ କରିକି ସେ ଲାମ୍ବଡା ରେ ଯୋଉ ଅପଲୋଡ ହେଇଛି ଯୋଉ ପାଇଥନ ଫଙ୍କସନ ନା ସିଏ କରିବ ସେ କାମଟା। ବୁଝିପାର? ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମର ଦେଖ ଏଇଠି ଏଇ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚରଟା ଦେଖ, ମୁଁ ଆଉ ଥରେ ବୁଝେଇ ଦଉଛି ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ, ଭଲସେ ବୁଝିପାରିବ। ଦେଖ ଏଠି ସେ କଣ କହୁଛି, ଗୋଟେ ଫଟୋ ଡଟ୍ ଜେପିଜି ଅଛି ତମ ପାଖରେ। ଜେପିଜି ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଇମେଜ ଫାଇଲ, ରାଇଟ୍? ସପୋଜ ତମ ପାଖରେ ସାମ୍ପଲ ଡଟ୍ ଜେପିଜି ବି ଅଛି, କିଛି ବି ଗୋଟେ ଜେପିଜି ଫାଇଲ ଅଛି, ତମେ କଣ କରୁଛ, ତାକୁ ଅପଲୋଡ କରୁଛ, ରାଇଟ୍? ସେ ଫଟୋ ଯାଇ କୋଉଠି ଅପଲୋଡ ହବ? ସେ ଫଟୋ ଯାଇକି ଅପଲୋଡ ହବ ହଉଛି ଆମର ନର୍ମାଲି ଅପଲୋଡ୍ସ ଫୋଲ୍ଡର ଭିତରେ, ରାଇଟ୍? ଅପଲୋଡ୍ସ ଫୋଲ୍ଡର ଭିତରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ହବ, ମୁଁ ତ ଅଲରେଡି ଇଭେଣ୍ଟ ନୋଟିଫିକେସନରେ ମୁଁ ସେଟ୍ କରିଛି ନା, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଅପଲୋଡ୍ସ ଫୋଲ୍ଡର ଭିତରେ କିଛି ବି ଇଭେଣ୍ଟ ଘଟିବ, ହେଲା, ଅପଲୋଡ୍ସ ଭିତରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ କିଛି ବି ଇଭେଣ୍ଟ ଘଟିବ, ସେ କଣ କରିବ? ଗୋଟେ ଲାମ୍ବଡା ଫଙ୍କସନକୁ ଟ୍ରିଗର କରିବ, ରାଇଟ୍? से lambda function ରେ ମୁଁ code deploy କରିଛି। କି କୋଡ ଡିପ୍ଲୟ କରିଛି? ପାଇଥନ କୋଡ ଡିପ୍ଲୟ କରିଛି ସେଠି। ହେଲା, ସେ କୋଡ କଣ କରିବ ନା, ସେଇ ଯୋଉ ଫଟୋଟାକୁ ଡାଉନଲୋଡ କରିନବ, ନିଜ ପାଖକୁ ନେଇଯିବ, ନିଜ ପାଖକୁ ନେଇ ତା ଦେହରେ ଗୋଟେ ୱାଟର ମାର୍କ ଆଡ୍ କରିବ। ୱାଟର ମାର୍କ ଆଡ୍ କରି ତାକୁ ଫେର ରି ଅପଲୋଡ କରିଦବ ସେଇ ସେମ୍ ବକେଟ ଭିତରକୁ। ଆମ ପ୍ରୋସେସରେ ଆମେ ସେଇ ସେମ୍ ବକେଟ ବଟ୍ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଫୋଲ୍ଡର ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର ନଉଛନ୍ତି। ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଫୋଲ୍ଡର ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚରଟା ଏଠି କଣ ଫୋଲ୍ଡର କ୍ରିଏଟ କରିବ? ୱାଟର ମାର୍କ, ତା ଭିତରେ ଫଟୋ ଡଟ୍ ଜେପିଜି କ୍ରିଏଟ କରିବ। ବୁଝିହେଲା ଏଇ ଫ୍ଲୋଟା? ଓକେ, ଚାଲ ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ ଇମ୍ପ୍ଲିମେଣ୍ଟ କରିବା। ଆଉ ବେଶୀ ଲାମ୍ବଡା ବିଷୟରେ ଭାବନି, କାହିଁକିନା ଲାମ୍ବଡା ବିଷୟରେ ଆମେ ପୁରା ଡିଟେଲରେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିବା ଲାମ୍ବଡା ସେସନରେ। ଓକେ, ବଟ୍ ଏଠି ଯେହେତୁ ଲାମ୍ବଡାର ରିକ୍ୱାରମେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛି, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମେ ଲାମ୍ବଡାକୁ ୟୁଜ୍ କରିବା। So let's go and create as the instructions provided here. Okay, whatever provided we are going to perform. But before that, I will be opening the VS Code and try to open this code in the VS Code, because there it will be handy for me to operate this code. Okay, so what I will be doing, Visual Studio Code. I want a new file. This will be my lambda.py. Okay, if it is a Python file, every time you need to mention it with the py extension. I'll be moving into my working directory. I'll be creating a new folder here to make it more organized. Event trigger lambda. Okay, within that we'll be having one more folder that will be named as our lab, and within that I will be saving our lambda function. Okay, and the function name is S3 event lambda. Okay, now let me grab the code from there. Control C, copy, and go to the VS Code and paste it here. Okay, so this is our code. Now let me verify what are the things I need to change here, if there is anything needed. Otherwise, I will be deploying the same code directly there. Okay, do you need to change the bucket name? Okay, I don't think we need to change the bucket name. Whatever our bucket name is, it's fine. No need to modify that one. Okay, because if in the step one, what it is trying to say, it is saying that we have to create a bucket. Okay, and that bucket name should be Cloud Master Academy images. But as you guys have seen, I have already created one bucket, and here the bucket name is event notify lambda. Okay, but as per our lambda Python program, there is no specific bucket name which is hard coded there, so we don't need to create a new bucket. We can use this bucket. You can also use in your case any kind of bucket. Okay, what is the second step there? Okay, once you have the bucket, okay, then create folders, right? Two folders I have to create. One is uploads, another one is watermarked. Let's go create two folders now. Go to object section, create folder, right? Simply copy the names from there, Go to S3, folder name, paste. Make sure you are not adding any additional space there. One folder is created. Another folder I want to create it on the same hierarchy, not within that upload folder. C, 3, V, create folder. Okay, now you guys can see we have our bucket event notify lambda, and within that two folders are in the same level, right? Uploads and the one another one is watermark. And if you want to verify, see the folder structure looks completely like this. But here bucket name is Cloud Master Academy Images, but I did not created that bucket since I have created another one for the demo purposes already. I am using the same bucket. Now after that, once we are set up with the S3 and folder structure, then after that we have to create a Lambda function. Okay. Now where we can create that, go to AWS console, look for Lambda, right? Then create function. Now let's get into the AWS, look for Lambda, right? There we can search for Lambda directly, look for it, open it another new tab, go there, and once you are there, verify you are in which region. Okay, I am in the North Virginia, and see here it is asking me to create a function. Let's go ahead, create a function. Okay, now there are three options available: author from scratch, use a blueprint, container image. What our guide says? Our guide says author from scratch, select that, and function name something like this, image watermark. Okay, I'll be using this name for my function. Control C and go to Lambda. See, author from scratch is already selected, and my function name will be copy paste image watermark. What is the runtime I have to choose? Go to the guide again. Runtime you need to choose Python 3.12. Okay, 3.12. Okay, now we have the latest Python. This is Python 3.14. That is also fine. Go with that, no issue. Then after that, go to the guide again. Now it is saying create function with all the different setup. No need to modify anything there. Okay, just go create function. So I just selected author from scratch and a runtime and provided a name here. Three things I just did right now, and my function is getting created. Okay, now see, I my function got created and I am completely within the function now. Okay, this is an overview what it is trying to say, but we will skip this. Right now I am within my lambda function. If you click on functions, see here is the function got created. Okay, and what is the runtime? 3.14. 18 seconds ago it is showing there. Image watermark, get into there. Now let's see what is the step number 4. It is saying add S3 permissions. Okay, open your lambda function. Okay, once you create that one, go to the configuration and permissions tab, right? Let's go there where it is configuration, right? In the configuration, permission tab is there, right? Once you are there, you can see there is a role. This is an execution role. By default lambda has created for itself. Okay, by default lambda has created for itself. What we need to do over that role? Add permissions. Okay, on that role, click on the execution role, right? Bit by bit in detail everything is mentioned in this guide. Okay, you don't have to think about it, just follow the steps. Click the execution role, add permissions, then create inline policy. Let's do the same. Here is the execution role, right? I'm going to create it. Sorry, click on it because it is already created. We don't have to create. It will be redirecting me to IAM role dashboard. Okay, IAM is another one resource. Uh, so there we basically manage our roles. Once I'm there, you can see this is the policy added to my role. And if you want to see what exactly present in the policy, so basically this role got created only for the log management. Okay, logs means what our lambda is going to do or will be performing, everything will be managed in the logging section. That's why this log is this role is created. That is the bare minimum requirement. But we need one more permission set there. So what I will be doing, I will be creating an inline policy here. Okay, let's go. The policy is also there. Grab the policy, go to JSON format, simply copy all, Control V, okay, and make sure you are modifying this ARN. This is the S3 bucket ARN. Let me modify this. From where I can get the S3 bucket ARN? I need to get back to my S3, go to properties, and see here is the bucket ARN. This is the bucket, right? I am using for my lambda operations. So I will be copying that ARN and get back to this policy and Control V. Pasted, right? ARN AWS S3 event notify lambda. This is the bucket name without any additional spaces added. So what in this policy I am saying, I am providing get object. This means read object and put object, upload object into this S3 bucket. To whom I am providing this permission? To my lambda, right? By adding this policy. Now simply go ahead. Next, policy name, provide a policy name. Is there any policy name it has given? Okay, just put any name. Uh, read, upload, permissions. Okay, makes sense. Whatever this policy is consisting of the permissions, that's the same thing I am mentioning in the name. So it will read and upload the permissions. Create policy. Okay, this inline policy got created and it is associated by default with this role. What is this role name? Image watermark role M8X. And if you get back to our lambda, this is the same role which has been added here, right? So our lambda now has this permission set to operate. Okay, now our policy got created. Save the policy, already saved. Nice. Now let's get back to the step number 5. Add the S3 trigger. Okay, now we are going to enable or add the trigger point in our S3. Okay, where we can do that? Get into the S3. Okay, go to the properties section, scroll down. Now see event notifications. Create event notification, lambda function. Okay, first we need to provide a name. Put any kind of name. Okay, watermark 1, any guide. Okay, source S3, bucket, all images. Okay, in prefix we have to update uploads. Control C, prefix there upload. So what I am trying to convey here, I am saying whatever will be uploaded into the uploads folder. Okay, whatever will be uploaded into the uploads folder, then after trigger this event by following all object create events. Okay, if you look at the trigger, see all objects. Okay, so I selected that one. Now add. Okay, enable recursive invocation acknowledgement. Click add. Lambda function. Choose your lambda function. Why it is it in the Python code where it is integrating? Okay, we need to do it here. Add your lambda function. Now see, lambda function is available, and my lambda, if you remember, my lambda function name was image watermark. Why it is available? Because I choose it here, lambda function. If you choose for SNS and look for lambda, it will not visible. You need to choose the lambda function, image watermark, selected, save changes. Okay, it will just take seconds. Okay, it's done. Now see, I created an event notification process and the name is watermark one. All objects create events. Okay, where in the uploads folder, what it will be doing, it will be triggering a lambda function and the destination name is image watermark. Now let's go to fix our lambda now. So once that is done, then after that, step number 6, add the pillow library. Why? Because pillow library is needed for image processing operations in the Python. Okay, where we can do that? The Lambda console does not include pillow by default. You have three options. First one is option 1 recommended, attach a Lambda layer that contains pillow. Where we can do that? Lambda layers. If you already have a pillow layer, click add layer, select the layer, choose the correct Python version, add to it, or what we can do, create your own lambda layer by packaging pillow on your computer and uploading it once. Okay, let's go ahead and look for pillow layer. See, here are the layers available. Okay, no layer available now. Let's try to add layer, select the layer. Okay, let's try to, okay, I don't see any layer available. We need to create the layer. We have to do it manually. Let's go. Let's go to our agent and ask this thing. What is the issue we are having now? We don't have any layer. Layer means we don't have any, that package, that pillow package. We need that. Otherwise, our Python program won't be working properly. So what I will be saying, if you already have a pillow layer, okay, we don't have. Let me say we don't have a pillow layer. What can we do? Okay, so what it is saying, upload a zip package with pillow best for beginners. Okay, even if you are managing the function from AWS console, you can upload a zip file instead of using inline code editor. On your Windows PC, create a folder, image watermark. Okay, this is the guide. Install pillow into the folder. Okay, how? By running this command. Okay, copy your lambda function.py into the same folder, zip the components of image watermark, not the folder itself. Okay, let's do this. Okay, or what we can say, here is the second step. It is saying create your own lambda layer. Okay, if you expect to reuse pillow across multiple lambda functions, create a layer. On Windows, what we can do, create a folder Python, install pillow there. Your folder should look like this. Then zip the Python folder, go to AWS Lambda, create layer, upload the zip. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'll be doing this process. Okay, option 1 we will be doing, upload a zip package with pillow. Okay, best for beginners. Even if you are managing, so what we need to do, on your Windows PC, create a folder, image dash watermark. Let's do that. Where we will be doing, I'll be doing that stuff in my same location where I have this file. Okay, S3 event by. Uh, Let me open my terminal. Okay, here is my terminal. Let me verify where am I. PWD path homecare. But this file is not at this location. If you remember, this file I have created somewhere. Let me show you. If I go to the desktop, DevOps 26, S3, and event trigger lambda and lab, here is this file. Okay, so I am going to copy this path from here, Control C, go to your terminal again and cd, then paste the path, enter. Okay, now I am within the same location. Ls verify, you have one file S3 and lambda.py. Okay, here I am going to perform all the operations whatever I got from my A. Okay, so where is that again? Okay, so what it is saying, on your Windows PC, create image watermark, install pillow into the folder, copy your lambda function.py into the same folder. Okay, we don't need to create this folder. Why? Because we are already within that folder and I have my lambda function there. Okay, uh, okay, let's run this command to install pillow there. Before that, what I can do, let me rename my function name, which is locally present. Nice. And then I have to install the, copy this, go to terminal, execute here. Make sure Python is already installed, otherwise this thing won't work. Okay, this command won't, you won't be able to run this command. Since I have Python installed, how can I verify Python is installed? See, by running this command, you can verify Python is installed. I have Python 3.11.4. So when I run this command pip install pillow, I was able to run it. Okay. Now let's get back to our code again. Okay, why in this command it is saying image watermark? We don't need that thing. I'm executing the command within the same folder. Copy your lambda function.py into the same folder. Okay, do one thing. Let's rename the folder as well because otherwise it will break. See, here it created the image folder, image watermark. When I just ran that one, see, it downloaded all the files. So what we can do, we can move this lambda function from here to there. Okay, just I move into the watermark. So basically, when I executed this pip install pillow, okay, that makes sense. It will only install the pillow, but thereafter I am saying image watermark. So what it did, it created one directory named as image watermark, and within that directory, it installed our pillow library. Okay, you can see it here. If I move out, this is image watermark. Within that, it installed PIL, then pillow, and this lambda function I just copied from the previous directory to here. Then in the next step, what it is saying, once you have everything, copy your lambda function. Okay, already did. Now zip the contents of the watermark, not the folder itself. In the lambda console, okay. Okay, how can we zip that? That is also a new task for us. Select, try to do it, otherwise we can take the help of AI zip file. Okay, select all files and create a zip file. Now see, it started compressing the file and it will have a zip file. Okay, is there any specific domain name or file name we need to follow? Okay, anything with the zip extension, it works. Let's go and name it. We can say a function, or let's name it watermark. I'm going to name it something like image watermark dot zip. Okay, so here is the zip file. Now what I'll be doing, what is the next step? It is saying go ahead and Go to the AWS console and upload from zip file. Okay, and upload your zip into the Lambda. Now let's go to our Lambda. And where is my Lambda function? Here is the functions. Get into image watermark code, and in the code I think we need to upload from, right? Okay, we need to select the upload, update from a zip file, select it, choose file from your local, you can choose that file. So here is my zip file, image watermark, open. Okay, now just update this thing, and Lambda will itself unzip this file and process the code. Once it will be ready, then we can try to perform a test over it. Successfully updated the function image watermark. Okay, see our code completely here with all dependencies. Okay, these are the dependencies required to run this uh, program properly. Okay, and here is the code. And what is the watermark we are going to see on our image? The watermark will be this one. Okay, this will be the watermark. Now let's go ahead and try to perform an operation. Okay, everything set, all set. Go back to S3 now. What is the bucket name which I have created? Event notify lambda. Okay, where we have to Susri, you are following me? ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ? Setup को ignore करो, ଶୁଣ setup को ignore करो, ସେଟା recordings ରେ ଅଛି, ଆରାମ ସେ follow କରିକି step by step କରିପାରିବ। ଆଉ ରହିଲା ହଉଛି ଲାମ୍ବଡାରେ କଣ ହଉଛି ତାକୁ ବି ବେଶୀ ମୁଣ୍ଡରେ ପୁରାଉନି, କାହିଁକି ନା ଲାମ୍ବଡା କ୍ଲାसेସ୍ ଏଯାଏଁ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହେଇନି ଆମର, ସେଟା ମୁଁ କେବଳ ସେଟଅପ୍ କରୁଥିଲି। ଓକେ, ତ ଲାମ୍ବଡା ଯେତେବେଳେ ପଢିବା ରନ୍ ଟାଇମ୍ କଣ, ଏନଭାରମେଣ୍ଟ କଣ, କାହିଁକି ଆମେ ଜିପ୍ ଫାଇଲ୍ କଲେ, ସେ ସବୁ ବିଷୟରେ ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ କରିବା। ଏବେ ଯେହେତୁ ଆମର ଏଇ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲ କରିବାର ଅଛି, କେବଳ ସେଟା ଦେଖିବା ପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଲାମ୍ବଡାଟା ବନେଇଲି ହେଲା। ମେନ୍ ଅବଜେକ୍ଟିଭ ହେଲା ଆମେ କରୁଛନ୍ତି କଣ ସେଇଟା ବୁଝ, ବୁଝିଲ। ଏବେ କଣ କରିବି, now what I have to do, as I told, or in the event notification I have added that in the properties, if you go in the event notification, see which folder I gave the path. I gave uploads, right? So it will trigger the lambda function. Which one? The image watermark. Now let's go ahead and upload a file there. Uploads. Before uploading that one, let's verify we don't have anything in the watermark folder as well. Okay, we don't have anything. I'll go and upload. I'll be uploading an JPG file. Add file. Let me find some JPG file. Do I have anything? Okay. This is a PNG file. Okay, let's give it a try. Whether it processes PNG or not, let's first take a look. Open. Okay, I'll be uploading. Okay, that file selected. Now upload. Cancel. Okay, now I have my file here, and this file looks something like that. Let me open it. Okay, this is the file. Okay, but this is a PNG file. I'm not sure the Python function which we have uploaded whether it is has the capability to process a PNG file, but I am sure that is for the JPG. But since I am not able to find a JPG right now, I just uploaded this one. but let's verify whether it performed any operation or not. Go to watermark. Let's take a look. Okay, it did not work. We need to upload one JPG file. Let me grab, look for a JPG file. Okay, here is a JPG file I have open. Let's upload. Okay, now see, this is the JPG file which right now I just uploaded, and the image looks something like that. Okay, let's see our Python function do have the ability to add watermark. And where can we verify? We can verify in the watermark folder. Refresh. Let's see what happens. Let's take a look at the logs of the Lambda, whether it is triggered or not. Switch table. Click on the monitor. To invocation. Okay, or we can see the log group as well. CloudWatch log. So this is the place where you can find all the details about the this Lambda, what exactly happening over this Lambda or what it is trying to do. Okay, unhandled exception. The most likely cause is an issue in the function code. Okay, runtime import module error. Okay, it seems like we are having some error in our code. So what I'll do, the latest one error is 12.7, 12.7. Okay, 13.2. Okay, and request start request ID, latest report request ID. Verify one more time. No, we are having some issue there. Let's try to debug. What I'll be doing, I will simply copy this all and go to my AI and paste it there. Let's see. But before that, copy this option 1 as well. Go to my documents where I can add this for you guys to follow later. A few more minutes only. It is almost done. सुश्री लेट हो कि अल्प समय ऑलमोस्ट हो गलानी आमर किसी गोटे इश्यू होइछि सेत पई इश्यू हैला एटा देखिया द की एरर इज दिस रन टाइम इंपोर्ट मॉड्यूल एरर कैन नॉट इंपोर्ट नेम imaging from PIL. Okay, this almost whereas means below was built on Windows and uploaded to Lambda, but AWS Lambda runs on Amazon. Okay, makes sense. So what it is saying, when I installed this, right, I installed this on my Windows using Windows, but Lambda runs on Linux, so it is an environmental issue. So if you did something like why this happened, Windows, okay, this solution one recommended use AWS Cloud Shell. Since you are already using AWS console, this is the easiest fix. Step one, open AWS Cloud Shell terminal icon, okay, right corner. There we need to CTP low package. Okay, let's do that. What it is saying, what I have performed in my local Python. Let's respond to these answers. That is the Lambda runtime 15 and yes, installed on Windows. Okay, so what we need to do now? The easiest fix recommended in the AWS already. Okay, change the runtime to Python 3. Okay, what it is already working in the console. Change the runtime to Python 3.12. Open AWS Cloud Shell. Create your Lambda function file. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's go ahead from this operation in the Cloud Shell directly. This is the integrated terminal of AWS Cloud. Okay, from there you can run the terminal and perform the same sort of operation there. So it is getting ready, preparing terminal. Okay, now our folder created, cd image tab, get into there, and now what we have to execute, that is pip install. Okay, everything is installed there. Once all the stuff are there, create your lambda function.py. Okay, this is the command I will be running in my integrated terminal now. V, and what I'll do, I'll simply copy. Let's copy this Python code. See, go there, paste it. File, lambda function file. Yes, so we have our file now. Now see, I have my code, all that stuff there. Now I am going to zip it. This is the command to zip that. Okay, all of them zipped. Function.zip. What I have to do, download function.zip in the Lambda console. Choose upload from. Okay, where we can download that. Download file. Okay, let me first guys fix this and after I will explain what exactly happening here. Download the file, check the file name path. Okay, let me find the path. pwt download file p then switch function.zip download. Okay, so my file got downloaded. Here it is, function file, and I will be re-uploading into the Lambda again. Okay, download function in the Lambda console. Choose upload from zip file and function zip. Click deploy. Let's go ahead do that. And what I'll be doing in the code section. Okay, before redeploying, let me clean the folder here in the uploads. Delete both of them. I'm just removing those two files. I don't want to create any conflict between them. So my folder is clean now. Now you guys can see I don't have anything in uploads. Also, there is nothing present in the watermark. Now let's get back to our Python Lambda function and update. Okay, upload from zip, choose file. I have my prepared file function and update. So open update. I am not expecting any kind of error or bug this time to face. Let's hope for the best. Okay, it's getting updated. Okay, successfully updated. Here is the details. The file got uploaded. Now let's try to upload any file. Okay, I'll be trying with the JPG and I'm in the watermark where I have to upload. We have to upload in the uploads, upload, add file and scroll down. Here is a JPG file. Open, upload. Okay, once it will be uploaded, then after it, I'm expecting it is going to trigger the event notification. And when the event will be triggered, it is going to trigger the lambda, right? And from where we can find out whether this lambda is triggered or not, in the CloudWatch logs. From the logs we can verify that thing. Okay, now let's look for the fresh logs. Okay, here, okay, init report, start and report id lambda, most likely cause an issue in the function code. Now let's verify. Do we have watermarked? No. Okay, guys. So we are having some issue in the Python code. Okay. Allow me some time. I'll fix it. Okay. After that, tomorrow, we will try to complete this lab. After that, our S3 will be completely done. Okay. We have covered all the stuff in the S3, and this is one of the major thing. That's why I was eagerly trying to complete done by today. Otherwise, no issue. Let me fix that Python function. After that, once we are good with this practical or lab, then we are done with the S3. In the meantime, what you guys can do, you guys can simply go through this documentation, and I will also modify it and make it more proper. Okay, right now it's just in the layman. I just copied and pasted the stuff here. I'll make it more proper. So once it is done, I'll give a heads up in the group so that you guys can go through this whole sheet and create your project or create your lab by own self. Right? Any doubt, Sushri and Durga? ବୁଝିହେଲା ନା? ମାନେ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି କଣ ହଉଛି ଯୋଉ ପାଇଥନ ରେ ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ କୋଡ ଟା ଲେଖିଛି ନା ସେଥିରେ ଇସ୍ୟୁ ଆସୁଛି ଏବେ ବୁଝିଲ ତ ତାକୁ ଟ୍ରବଲ ସୁଟ କରିକି ମୁଁ କରିଦେଇ ଫିକ୍ସ କରିଦେଲା ପରେ ହଁ ମୁଁ ଡେଫିନେଟଲି ଇସ୍ୟୁ ଦେଖେଇଦେବି କଣ ଇସ୍ୟୁ ହେଇଥିଲା କାହିଁକି ଆମର ଏମିତି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହଉଛି ଅନନେସେସରି ତମେ ମାନେ ଏଠି ବସିବା କିଛି ଆବଶ୍ୟକ ବି ନାହିଁ ଏତେ ଟାଇମ ହେଲା ମୁଁ ସେଟା ଫିକ୍ସ କରିଦିଆ ଆଉ ଏଇଟା ହିଁ ହଉଛି ଆମର ଲାଷ୍ଟ S3 ର ମେଜର ଟପିକ ଏଇଟା କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ ହେଇଗଲା ପରେ ଆମର S3 ସରିଗଲା ତାପରେ ଆମେ କ୍ଲାଉଡ ଫ୍ରଣ୍ଟ କୁ ମୁଭ୍ କରିଯିବା ଓକେ ମେନ୍ ଟାଇମରେ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରିଭିୟସ୍ ରେକର୍ଡିଂ ଅଛି ତମେ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ କର ତା ସହିତ ହଁ ତମର ୱେଟ୍ ଲେଟ୍ ମି ଷ୍ଟପ୍ ଦ ରେକର୍ଡିଂ